Hello, friends, and welcome back. Today, we dive into the haunting world of Straw. Jania, a single mother, shares a cramped one-room dormitory with her daughter, Arya. Because Arya is sick, Jania refuses to let her shower, but Arya slips and falls while trying anyway. At breakfast, Arya quietly tells her mother that her teacher wants her to bring $40 for lunch. Jania promises she will find a way to get it today. The memory of the teacher asking in front of the whole class stings. Despite having nothing to spare, Jania still hands a penny to a neighbor who asks. Suddenly, the landlord's voice booms from the balcony, demanding rent and threatening to evict them from their belongings. Jania pleads for time, promising to pay after her noon paycheck. With a heavy heart, she walks Arya to school. At the bustling grocery store where she works, Jania is quickly sent to the register by her boss, Richard. She pins on her badge and pushes through the sea of impatient customers. When she tells a woman that certain items require a social security card, tempers flare. The woman's husband hurls a beer bottle at Jania's feet, shattering glass across the floor. Richard barks at her to clean it up right away. A co-worker, noticing Jania's distress, quietly offers her some money, but Jania shakes her head, insisting her paycheck is coming today. Suddenly, Jania's phone rings. The school calls, saying Arya has no lunch money and is covered in bruises. Jania begs her boss, who has already warned her about phone calls, to let her leave. Richard grudgingly allows her just 30 minutes. She dashes to the bank, only to learn she cannot withdraw $40 from her meager $47 balance. The teller explains she must keep a minimum amount or wait in line to close the account. Frustrated, Jania races to the school, only to find social workers leading Arya away. Tears of anger and helplessness spill down her cheeks as she insists she did everything she could, that Arya's bruises were from her fall. The teacher gently assures her that Arya will be safe here. Arya wails, and Jania, overwhelmed, breaks down too. With no other choice, she grabs her daughter's bag and trudges back to work, feeling utterly powerless. On her way, Oliver cuts off a rushing woman and then pins the blame on Jania. Relief flickers across Jania's face when a policewoman appears, and she quickly points the finger at Oliver. But Oliver reveals his own badge and coldly threatens to find a way to destroy Jania within the law. The policewoman demands Jania's documents, but they're expired. Jania pleads, promising to renew them once she gets paid today. Her words fall on deaf ears, they fine her and tow her car away. Battling through the rain, Jania finally reaches work, only to be told by Richard that she's 2 hours late and fired. She begs for her salary, but her boss coldly says it will come by mail and throws her out. Arriving home, Jania finds her belongings dumped in the rain. Stunned, she collapses in tears, clutching her daughter's medicine and a school research paper. Fueled by desperation, Jania bursts back into the store, vowing not to leave without her paycheck. Out of nowhere, a man steps up, reads her name tag, and thrusts a gun at her, demanding cash. They try to cram the money into Jania's bag, but she resists, terrified for Arya's medicine inside. In a frantic struggle, Jania seizes a gun and fires, striking one man as the other bolts. Richard turns on Jania, accusing her of staging the robbery and dialing the police. Panic overtakes her, she shoots him, snatches the check from his desk, and dashes to the bank. The doors are locked, but Nicole, the teller, takes pity and lets her in. Yet Jania's problems only grow, the police already have her ID and car registration. Police flood the scene, uncovering 2 bodies and launching a frantic manhunt for Jania, now a fugitive. They scrutinize security footage for clues. Meanwhile, at the bank, Jania begs for help, but the employee refuses. Pushed to the edge, Jania pulls out a gun. Nicole wastes no time, calling the police and reporting a woman inside threatening with a bomb. The detectives question Jania's friend, who insists Jania would never hurt anyone. At Jania's hostel, they discover Aria's medicine and hear neighbors praise her kindness. Meanwhile, at the bank, Jania panics, convinced a robbery is about to happen. The staff, alarmed, hand over all the money, but Jania only asks to cash her check. Nicole urges the others to leave, but the impatient customers refuse. Overwhelmed, Jania breaks down in tears, and fear ripples through the crowd. Police swarm the bank as tension mounts. Inside, a customer lunges for Jania's pistol, and a shot cracks through the air. The man bolts outside, adrenaline pumping, and quickly recounts the chaos to the police. Jania catches a news report about herself on TV and realizes the building is surrounded. When the police call, her hands shake and she drops the phone. Detective K. Raymond steps forward, determined to connect with Jania. She calls Nicole, hoping to reach Jania, who insists she never meant to kill her boss and that it was all a terrible accident. Raymond says that she trusts her and can help her. However, Jania says that she wants to deceive him and put him in prison, as no one has ever helped her in her life. Jania insists she is not holding anyone hostage and abruptly hangs up. Nicole hands her the money, and Jania pleads for $40 to be delivered to her daughter's school. Realizing escape is impossible, Jania asks Nicole to close the window. When an elderly woman complains of leg pain, Jania gently asks Nicole to fetch a table. She knows that if left alone, the police will not hesitate to shoot. As two hostages slip away, Jania locks the door, dims the light in her bag, and says she needs time to think. She admits she understands the exhaustion of standing all day, bringing everyone together at the table. Meanwhile, the cashier starts streaming live on her phone. Raymond argues that Jania is not a criminal, just a woman worn down by life, while the real thief never cared about anyone else. The detectives, however, reveal they have a plan to storm the bank. Raymond pleads with Jania not to act rashly, reminding her that holding a bomb puts her in grave danger. The tension is thick as Raymond calls Jania again. Jania, her voice trembling, recounts the morning's chaos and confesses her fear that Oliver might shoot her. She shares the weight of her struggles, juggling multiple jobs, caring for her sick daughter, and feeling crushed by life's hardships. Meanwhile, the cashier is still live streaming, broadcasting every moment to the world. Raymond assures Jania she understands, having grown up in similar circumstances, and promises to help. But there's a catch: Jania must step outside and surrender. Furious, Jania slams the phone down. When the police discover a live video feed from inside, they scramble to cut all signals. Jania, catching on that they are being watched, quickly disables the cameras, plunging the police into uncertainty about what's happening inside. Tension simmers as those inside take turns using the bathroom. Raymond, frustrated, cannot figure out which officer threatened Jania. Outside, a restless crowd gathers, chanting for the woman's release. Inside, Nicole notices Jania shivering and quietly offers her shirt, a small act of kindness amid the chaos. The conversation turns to Jania's child, and Nicole reassures her that she is a wonderful mother. As evening falls, the FBI arrives, their presence stirring up the scene outside. Hearing the commotion, Jania asks Nicole to look, and together they see a sea of people holding placards, their support palpable. The police insist they do not need the FBI's help. Inside, the women share their stories. Nicole reveals she moved here to help everyday people. The cashier grumbles about the stifling heat, and Jania quietly admits she endures such heat every night. Jania opens up about her struggles, describing how the hospital neglected her during pregnancy because she lacked insurance. Her daughter, born prematurely, was denied the care she desperately needed. Jania confesses she is not afraid of prison, but fears that if she is gone, her daughter will have no one. Nicole promises to look after Aria. Suddenly, an elderly woman reveals she has diabetes. Jania helps her and Nicole outside, but Nicole soon returns inside, determined to stay. They are called by the FBI, but Jania says she only wants to talk to Raymond and hangs up. At this point, Aria's science project starts to make noise again. Jania turns it off and says it's her daughter's science project. The women, thinking it's a bomb, are terrified. The cashier goes to the bathroom and writes on a window that the bomb is fake. Jania asks Nicole to call the police and tell them it's not a bomb, but she refuses. Because if they knew the truth, they would immediately go in and kill the woman. Raymond finds the policeman who arrested Jania and makes him tell the truth. She gets angry and hits Oliver. She calls Jania later and tells her that she has Oliver arrested. However, Jania can't believe her and asks her for proof. Since FBI wants to break in, Raymond comes and shows Nicole the phone. Jania releases all the girls. And Nicole stays with Jania. Nicole promises the girl that she will go to prison with Aria. At this time, Jania's mother calls her and tells her that the FBI has come to her house and that her daughter died the night before. She tells Jania that everything is not true, that Aria is alive, asked for money from school, and that social workers took her away. All of this is just a fantasy of Jania. Nicole knew about it. While Jania is crying, the FBI comes in, but it is a hallucination of a mother who has lost her daughter. Nicole and Jania go out into the field with their hands raised. Raymond arrests Jania and takes her away. And the people do not stop demanding that the woman be released. The most difficult thing that could happen to a mother is losing a child. What is your opinion about this movie? Let us know. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel.